Forest fires continue to burn in a number of counties here in the mountains, causing air quality issues in some communities. And the death toll in the fighting in the Gaza Strip reaches a grim milestone.
And some areas could be close to 80 by the middle of this week. The details on warm air coming up as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Forest fires are still burning in a number of eastern Kentucky counties. Today, several of the fires were burning close to homes. That is where volunteer and State Division of Forestry firefighters are working around the clock to contain them. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the situation from Harlan County.
We're in the Everett community of Harlan County, and since late Saturday afternoon, firefighters, both with the State Division of Forestry as well as local volunteer firefighters, have been extremely busy. There is fire right now coming down this mountain behind me. There are houses over here to my right. There's a house right here in front of me, and they are working to make sure that these homes are protected.
That's our main concern, is the houses, keeping away from them. The fire department, we don't really have the resources like the Division of Forestry does.
Firefighters rushed to get water on the hill near homes Monday morning when flames began rushing down the mountain. People in this area have known about the fire since Saturday that have burned hundreds of acres and got close to homes, power lines, and even an electric substation.
The fire departments have been working pretty much around the clock on structures. Fires are backing down out of the mountains.
What exactly sparked these fires, what caused them to start, is not known, but there's been lack of rainfall. There's also been a lot of fuel in the form of dry leaves on the ground. In Harlan County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Phil, thank you. Fires are also burning in parts of Bell, Breathitt, Knox, and Perry counties. Those are the ones we know about it. There's probably a few more. At one time, Bell County had a fire that was burning more than 1,800 acres.
Well, we can actually see one of those fires in downtown Hazard from our Triangle Park camera. Let's take a live look right now over looking portions of Triangle Park. You can see that smoke back in the distance in the upper left part of your screen. Right here, just below the banner, you can see that smoke there as that fire does continue. So fires across the mountains, and unfortunately some more dry, also mild weather is on the way. We could use some rainfall, but we are dry as a bone on the radar, and that dry weather is going to continue into this evening. Also, for most of us on Tuesday, as we are tracking more high pressure to continue for the middle of this week. Those temperatures remain above average in the upper 60s and lower 70s. And as we go into this evening, more mild weather is on the way. We're back in the middle to upper 60s and some upper 50s and lower 60s as you wake up on Tuesday to head out to the polls. And again, a stray shower is possible on Tuesday. Most of us, though, are dry, all thanks to a warm front. That fire danger will continue on Tuesday, also Wednesday, so be sure to take advice from your local officials on that. But we are watching out for some beneficial showers by Thursday, also Friday, all thanks to a cold front and some chillier weather for the weekend, also early next week. Those details on the way in just a few minutes. Steve?
And definitely not a good idea to burn anything outside right now, regardless if you have a total burn ban or not. Well, this morning, Representative Hal Rogers, Senate President Robert Stivers, and members of One Clay County met together with various community groups. They announced federal and state funding for multiple economic development projects in downtown Manchester. During the event, numerous community projects were also announced, including a downtown marketplace with funding earmarked by Congressman Rogers.
I was able and honored to earmark $2.2 million for that particular project, the renovation of the downtown Manchester around the marketplace that will be built there.
They also announced a new economic development project by a private investor bringing a distillery to Manchester. WYMT's Olivia Calfee will have more about all this tonight at 6. President Joe Biden gave remarks on the economy and rail services in Bear, Delaware today at an Amtrak mechanical services facility. The president announced a $16 billion investment in improving railways in the Northeast Corridor, including 25 different projects from Boston to Washington, D.C. He noted the investment was badly needed, saying that the outdated infrastructure leads to more than 4,000 hours of delays every year.
We're announcing historic investment in America's railroads. I've been talking about this for a long time, I know, but finally we're getting it done. More than $16 billion, 16 with a B, billion dollars here in the Northeast part.
The president says the project is part of his overall agenda to invest in America. He also praised unions and manual laborers during his visit to his home state of Delaware. Israel's military says it will soon start closing in on Hamas fighters in Gaza City, while the Hamas-controlled Gaza Health Ministry says the Palestinian death toll from the war has climbed past 10,000. Israel's military released some video today showing what it says are convoys of its supplies entering Gaza, with Israeli troops now surrounding Gaza City. Israel is preparing for what's expected to be a deadly street-by-street battle against Hamas fighters, both above ground and in underground tunnels.
We're working, as I said, very aggressively on getting more humanitarian assistance into Gaza, and we have very concrete ways of doing that. And I think you'll see in the days ahead that assistance can expand in significant ways.
Israeli troops have divided the northern and southern parts of Gaza as communications across the besieged territory were temporarily cut today. Israeli media reported the troops are expected to enter Gaza City today or tomorrow. Coming up on First at 4, check your freezer. One major food distributor announces a recall of chicken nuggets.
Plus, we are dry for now, but some increased rain chances on the way later on this week. Those details coming up.